Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. I'm going to do a quick review. I'm going to go into detail, but if you have a pressure washer that looks like this and it starts but then stops right away. So I spent about 3 hours cleaning the carburetor over here, and that was not the problem. Now the carburetor was dirty. This thing's about 10 years old. It did have some junk in it, so that definitely needed to be done, but it was this oil pressure sensor right here. And I'm going to show you what I did. I just basically disconnect this wire going there. I also had to replace my on-off switch a while ago, so I'll show you that too. But yeah, if you've got a pressure washer, it just would start and immediately stop. It'd run for about maybe 5 seconds, 2 seconds, and you research online and you just think it's the carburetor. It has all the signs of a block jet, everything, but that was not it. It was an electrical signal. So this oil pressure sensor was bad. It was sending a ground to this black wire, which was killing the ignition. So these pressure washers, I got this at a farm supply store. They're just kind of a generic. That's a Chinese engine. I think it's I'm not even sure what that kind of engine that is. Lifan. But so just want to save somebody else some problems, and I'll show you what I did to fix it. Okay, so my problem was not the carburetor at all. This is a Lifan 10-year-old mower or pressure washer. I've been fighting this thing for 4 hours. Nothing to do with the carburetor. This thing has an oil pressure sensor, and it puts a ground to the ignition coil whenever it has low oil pressure. So I don't know if I had low oil pressure or not. I checked oil. It was a little low, but I would have thought it would have been okay. But so I added some oil. But anyway, I disconnected this wire. It runs perfect. Early in the year, my switch here failed, and to kill this engine, it puts a ground. This ground. So to kill the engine, you want to ground out this black wire right here. So I'm not sure what this is. But anyway, so if the oil pressure gets low, it puts a ground on this black wire, which it kills it. Or if you want to kill it with the switch, which I had to put a new one on, and it was hard to figure out which way it was supposed to go. But so that's what it is. For this engine to run, this has to be not grounded. If you want to kill it, ground this black wire. Okay, so I did keep my manual for my pressure washer. I'm surprised I did. It's kind of a really odd manual, but I did. Okay, so in the pack, this was the most important piece of information I had. This is the diagram. So it's a really simple electrical diagram. There's that kill switch I had to replace. And so for the engine to run, you want to open this circuit. When you want to kill the engine, this switch closes and puts a path to ground to kill this black wire. The black wire goes to the ignition coil. And then this is the oil pressure sensor. Like I said, I'm not real sure how it works, but all I do know is if you have low oil pressure, it puts a ground on this black wire. So I disconnected the wire. I thought I disconnected it right here, but it doesn't matter. No, I disconnected it right here. So that now, if this engine has low oil pressure, it's not going to shut down, but I keep an eye on the oil anyway. But so that's the gist.